Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome to another little vlog review, this time of the Hannibal episode Dolce, D-O-L-C-E. Now, I believe, from what I've heard, that this week's Hannibal episode has been moved to Saturday. Hence, I'm doing a review of this episode now, because if Hannibal was on its usual day and time this week, this review would be useless. I have a system, and if I'm trying to do a review, and just trust me, I have a system. It works. Sort of. Anyways, Will and Hannibal finally reunite. After the big season 2 finale, they finally reunite. And it does seem like both of them are sort of longing to be together. I ship Panagram. Brian Fuller supports the ship, except if it's taken to a sexual level, because it's an abusive relationship. And I just love how they meet up, and Hannibal and Will talk like old friends, sort of seeming to go, I wish things were different because I like you. You complete me. And I admit, pausing a few times and just going, gay! But, both of them want to be, as friends. But they both know that's not the lives they lead. They both know Hannibal kills and eats people, which, Will's not, pro-cannibal. So they know that will always be seeking out Hannibal. And, bringing Hannibal to justice, so there's no peace, and they both seem to regret that. And Will nearly stabs Hannibal, but Chayo, is that how you pronounce her name? She stops Will by shooting him. And then Hannibal, is logical. And so it's just like, we can't be friends. Okay, this is how it's going, and I'm going to cut open your skull. It was just, yeah. I like that they're making the relationship romantic but still realistic, with both sides going, this is where we are, I guess. I don't know, maybe I just have a thing for, relationships in fiction where it's just like one or both want to get together, but they're not in the right position. It's I'm tragic. I'm a tragic person. And Bedelia. Sorry, I think I've been corrected on that once or twice. Bedelia. Yeah, This was an interesting episode for her. She stands up to Hannibal saying, you're not going to eat me today. And then she's taking this drug. If any one of you knows exactly what she was doing in her bloodstream, putting it into her bloodstream, please tell me, but I'm assuming she's tainting herself. I mean, she even remarked to Hannibal earlier, I know what you like to eat, and no, I'm not ripe enough for you yet. I can see what you're doing. Not working. And then the drug, it works well enough so that she's able to hide her identity of saying, yes, I am this person. And I think my favorite moment with her this episode was when Chayo goes, into the apartment thinking she's going to find Hannibal, and she finds Bedelia instead. And Bedelia just looks at her, sees the lady carrying a gun, and she's like, oh, you're here for Hannibal. It's just like, yeah, that person's a jerk. Everyone's wanting to kill him. Oh, hi. nothing unusual or worrying about this site here. Yeah, and during the episode, the one police officer seems to be interrogating her, and I believe he succeeds eventually. Because at the end of this episode, Hannibal and Will are both captured. So she must have provided information to the guy, and the guy gave, Hannibal up to Mason Berger. So yeah, it's just, this was a decent episode for her. I think I just really like that trio, Bedelia, yeah. And finally, I mentioned this already, Hanny. Oh yeah, I shouldn't read you my notes, how I write things. Hannibal and Will are captured at the end. And I actually had to rewind because and pause it to oh, this isn't a dream. Because this show, sometimes you're not exactly aware of what is real and what is not. Hence, with Abigail appearing in an earlier episode, I was like, I don't know if she's really real. And I thought of that only because this show can sort of be hard to tell at times. Will hallucinates. And so I rewound. I paused it. I was like, oh god, that is them. That's how they're captured. So I'm sort of excited for next episode to see exactly what goes down. I mean, Hannibal has to survive because, the Red Dragon storyline is going to occur later. Yeah, and for you fans of The Hobbit, Richard Armitage is going to be playing Francis Dollarhide, aka the Red Dragon. Yeah. Woo-hoo. And my final thoughts for the Hannibal episode, Dolce, Dolce. It was good. I did mention the Alana and Margot sex scene, and it was like a sex scene, but it was very artsy, and it's just, there's no real words to really describe it. It was erotic and artsy, and hard to tell what was going on, but it was, yeah. Actually, the visuals for that, and when Will is being drugged, I think, he's at the table, and it's just that transition of the blood splattering forward, and what it turns into, those two are really the two most visually beautiful parts of this episode for me. It just, that everyone's together. Oh god, shit's gonna go down. And, the police officer that was questioning Bedelia, he's not on the up and up. He's not a good guy. And if you have any questions or comments about what I talked about this Hannibal episode, comment below. I can't mention everything in these episodes, these vlogs, so ask away. I would love to start a nice fan interaction with you. Anyways, I have been Jashikins, owner at jashikins.blogspot.com. I have started to do a little podcast series about Flight Rising, like a weekly sort of update thing. I was thinking this week I'm going to show them the eggs hatching, and then I was like, I don't think I can control myself to suddenly just hatch the eggs right when I can. Yeah. I don't really have self-control, but I'm going to change the podcast to focusing on one thing, battling, and then that'll be it. So I'll have more time to talk about stuff. So we'll see how that goes. But anyways, if you're on my blog on the sidebar thingy, or where else I'm on the web, so if you want to visit one of those places and talk to me, please do. Let's see. And then if you're a fan of me, if you go, I like seeing Jashikin's content, I like hearing her opinions on everything, I like watching her videos. There are ways for you to donate. There's a nice PayPal donation button. There's a Cafe Press on the bottom of nearly every post. There's a little Amazon ad. And I have a Fiverr account. If you click on Writing Shop, there I am. I'll write whatever for you. Yeah. Mind you, there's a little waiting list, but if you have this fanfic or original story that you want, and you're like, who can I, call? I'm here. For those of you just watching on YouTube, I'll put a link in the description. And until next video, goodbye.